Hi, I'm Lisa Ray. Welcome back to the Google Fit APIs for Android. So in my last DevByte, I promised to show you how to write a fitness app that saves and retrieves user data without a database and without our own backend. So in that video, I showed how to set up an app to use the Fit APIs and how to receive sensor data to display a real-time step count. If you haven't watched it already, you should probably go see it now before watching this one. The next step for our app is to save the user's step data so they can look at their records later. And this is where the recording API comes in. The recording API provides automated storage of fitness data using subscriptions. Google Fit stores the fitness data that you choose in the background, and it persists app subscriptions. Just like for the sensor API, we need to go through all the steps of connecting to Google Play services and requesting the fitness API and scopes. So when we get unconnected, we're good to go. The call to subscribe should look fairly familiar by now. The difference is which API we're calling. Subscribing to the recording API doesn't mean we will get callbacks to a listener, like the sensor API. In fact, you may notice there's no listener involved here at all. Instead, it means that Google Fit will start recording data in the background and syncing it with a cloud data store, all without any extra work from us. When we want it later, we'll go retrieve it. At the end of the day, the user probably wants to see how her day stacked up against previous ones. So we'll use the History API to retrieve the data that Fit has been storing for us. The History API provides access to the fitness history and lets apps insert, delete, and read fitness data. Apps can also import batch data into Google Fit. First, you need a start and end for the range of time where you want to retrieve data. So let's say we're looking at data from the last week. We're asking for the user's step count, bucketed by day. We want to know how much they walked each day, and within the last week. Finally, we'll invoke the History API using read data and our request. In a lot of cases, like subscribing to a sensor or adding a listener, the result comes back instantly, so we can wait for the result synchronously. That's not the case here. Fit might need network communication to grab results from the cloud data store. So we set a result callback, and we wait for the results to be delivered asynchronously. Because we asked to aggregate by days, our data result will contain buckets. In this case, each bucket corresponds to one day. Each bucket has a data set containing data points. Here's an example of iterating through data points and printing out their information, like the start and end times and their field value pairs. In our case, each bucket will have one data set with one data point, showing the aggregate step count for that day. So our app could graph these to show how the user's daily step count changes over time. So now we're done. Our app shows step count, records steps, and can retrieve fitness data, all done in our app using the Fit APIs for Android. This has been just an example of what the Fit APIs can do. Workout sessions, custom activities, and using intents to launch other apps to show fitness data are just a few possibilities. The full API details are on our website, but I'd start with the Fit samples so you can get up and running right away. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see what you build with Google Fit.